Welcome back. Our next report is the position of some senators on the deployment of Nigerian troops to the Republic of the Gambia. On Tuesday, January the 18th, the Nigerian Air Force sent 200 troops to the Republic of the Gambia ahead of the inauguration of the country's president-elect Adama Barrow. But this lawmaker says by deploying the troops, the president failed to obey Section 4 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. He says in future, the approval of the Senate must be obtained. The Senate President notes the point of order made, and to put the matter to rest, the Senate President explains that President Muhammadu Buhari still has a 7-day window to notify the Senate of the troops' deployment to Gambia. Even though the Senate President said the matter will not be open for a debate, the Deputy Senate President was allowed to offer another perspective. The matter was then laid to rest. Well, in what many will consider a positive development, reports have it that President Yahya Jammeh has agreed to step down and hand over power. This means the Nigerian troops may soon be on their way back to the country without any combat engagement. Now, let's take a look at a roundup of other key decisions reached by lawmakers. One key event that occurred this week happened in the Senate as a lawmaker announced his defection from the opposition party, the People's Democratic Party, to the majority party, the All Progressives Congress.
Because of the crisis in the party, which appeared to be intractable, I have decided that no reasonable politician who is worth his salt will remain and allow his people to be drifting abroad, without a direction. So I have decided today, the 19th day of January 2017, to resign from the PDP and move to the party that is bringing peace and direction to this country.
He was still being welcomed by his new party members when a point of order was raised in reaction to his announcement.
My colleague is aware of the implications of what he has just done. That the PDP as a party is one, is intact. I fear for his seat the consequences that may follow as a result of this action. And I want to say, Mr. President, that what he has said appears to be an insult to those of us who are in the PDP, that a politician that is worth his salt, that is an insult. If he wants to do the usual business in the Nigerian politics of following the weather, he should say it clearly. This business of moving here and there, following the weather, should be stated clearly and let him not deviate from the original intention he has. That is our position.
The minority leader also added his voice to the matter.
In terms of the court decisions up to the Supreme Court,
that it is not an individual that contests election, it is the political party. And therefore, the moment somebody takes the mandate of a political party, it behoves on that political party to immediately take steps. Rumorsly, we heard that this action was going to take place, and we engaged the senator in various discussions, and we showed him the implications. I want it noted by this Senate that the PDP in EKWEREMADU State is already on his way to court, and we want to reclaim his mandate. We must reclaim the mandate given to us, and we would not mind the senator, the distinguished senator, joining the APC, but he will not go with the mandate given to us in EKWEREMADU State.
With this development, the People's Democratic Party now has 43 lawmakers in the Senate instead of the 49 the party had when the 8th Assembly was inaugurated. Meanwhile, in the House of Representatives, a legislation to establish the National Agency for Albinism and Hypopigmentation and other related matters passed through second reading. The sponsor of the motion outlined the high points of the bill.
About 4 million Nigerians who, by no fault of theirs, by no choice of theirs, and by no accident of theirs, have been inflicted with a situation that came from birth, and that only came because their fathers and mothers were imbued, very unfortunately, with those genes that made them susceptible to poor sight and even very close to blindness.
It's an agency some Nigerians believe has a lot of benefit for the country.
The UN is planning to recognize albinism as a social development issue. And so they established an independent expert to advise the UN system on the enjoyment of human rights by persons with albinism. Now, when that takes effect, several organs will be developed, including organs that can find funding for various programs that relates to albinism. An organization like what we're proposing today, the National Agency for Albinism and Hypopigmentation, will be strategically positioned to attract those funding and attention not only to Nigeria but to Africa.
Another bill that passed second reading seeks to make it mandatory for government ministries, departments and agencies to give priority to local manufacturers and indigenous companies in the country in the procurement of goods, works and services, and to prohibit the exclusion of locally produced goods in the procurement process.
This attitude has killed the morale of the local manufacturers and affected negatively the growth and development of local manufacturing industry in the country. This bill proposes to reverse the ugly trend to create a favorable atmosphere for the growth of our local industries and make the procurement process more transparent through diversified competition between the indigenous and foreign actors.
The House is also seeking to amend the Legislative House's Powers and Privileges Act to make more stringent the offense of failure to attend investigative hearings of legislative houses. The bill has passed second reading.
Before now, yes, it's an offense that for you to fail to attend such invitation. But you find out that the penalty is too small. Just 50, you pay 50 naira or 3 months imprisonment. This bill is changing that so that if you fail to appear, you are paying 1 million naira and 1 year or 1 year imprisonment, or both.
Okay, sorry. Experience. Some important legislations there. Now, these bills still have to go through a public hearing before coming back to the floor. Then they will pass through third reading in the House of Representatives and be sent over to the Senate. What do you think? Do you think these legislations should pass? Let's hear from you and let's generally discuss this. Well, this is it for the program today. Thanks for being there. I'm Lanre Lasisi. Take care.